guitar time. So in the mix of all these technical things that I've been trying to switch up, I've noticed a small problem. So my guitar, it seems to be buzzing only on the 5th fret, 1st string A, which is kind of a big problem because the main thing that I'm working on is in the key of A major. So I kind of need that note to work. So I'm gonna show you what I'm hearing here and see if the microphone picks it up. I'm gonna try to do some rest strokes on the 1st string using all the same dynamics and see if you can hear how the 5th string doesn't quite have as high of a threshold of dynamic range that the other notes do. See, that's about as loud as I can get it on the A. Right there. Before it starts buzzing, but you see, even just going to the B, I can get it much louder before it starts buzzing. You see, so it's kind of an issue. So the first thing I'm going to do is change my strings and see if that helps. So the first two things that I think about when I'm changing my strings on my guitars is the first one being that when I have to change a string, I want to change all of them at the same time. And then the second one being that when I'm changing the strings, I change one string and then put the new one on. I do not take all of them off and then put all the new ones on. You don't want to do that because there's always tension on the strings. Even if you're not playing it, there's always tension on the strings, and that's what the guitar is built for. That's what the guitar is used to. So when you take the strings off of it, it's not necessarily bad for it, but what I think is bad for the guitar is constantly going back and forth. I mean, for me personally, it seems like whenever I change something major like that, it always takes time for the guitar to adjust. So as long as you can just keep it as consistent as possible, the sound and everything else is going to be consistent too. I mean, the same goes for the humidity and everything else too with the guitar. So since I'm only having an issue on the 1st string with that 1 fret on the 5th fret, I'm going to change all 3 treble strings to these Bach carbons and see if that makes the issue any better. So I don't really need any fancy tools. I just got a little plastic string winder. It's like 99 cents. Some little Chinese wire cutters. And then my same shelf liner that I used to put on my leg when I practice right here. Alright, so I just changed the strings and I think problem solved. Now it does seem like I get the same amount of volume on the A. It seems like it's not quite as punchy because I can definitely see that the fret's wearing down there on the 5th fret. So, but I think it was just an old string that's kind of amplifying that effect maybe. So there you go. That's what happens when you don't change your strings. When you wait too long, you get to see exactly which frets you need to change first, I guess. So it should hold up for a while, but eventually I'm going to need to probably get it refretted because I think the frets have already been leveled out twice now. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm going to try and loosen these strings up a little more. I don't want to subject you guys to my practice while it's out of tune, me loosening up the strings, but I'm going to loosen them up and then I'm going to play something for you. So here we go. All right, so I've been playing for about an hour and a half or so, giving it some time for the strings to break in. They're not fully broken in yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and play something for you anyway. So I'm going to play the Bouree. So here it is, just the first one, just the first Bouree from the 3rd cello suite by Johann Sebastian Bach. performance that I just gave felt okay. I'm definitely pushing the tempo a little bit. I'm not quite ready to play it that fast yet, but I'm going to go ahead and watch the performance of the video I just gave and go to the couch and report back. So I'll see you there. All right, so watching back the video, I think my performance was maybe a little better than I thought it was initially. Still nowhere near it needs to be to where I would consider it to be performance ready. Still a long way to go with it. I still just have to do a lot more slow practice with it, you know, going. So I can be comfortable at the full speed. And just more time doing that, and I think that I'll be able to get there with this piece. There is one thing I wanted to show you with the fingerings that I'm doing in this piece. I've never seen anybody do it this way, but the main part where it's like all the other fingerings that I've seen people do it when they do the A, and then they go to the next one, and they immediately have to cut it off. So this is my own unique fingering that I came up with. I wanted to find a way to make it work where the A could ring out over those 16th notes, at least just the next 16th note a little bit. So you see here? So the A is still ringing out until these. And then still here, the A is still ringing out. And then there, the A is still ringing out too. So I'm trying to find a way to make this fingering work, but it's tough. So I think this one's coming along. Just need a little more slow practice. So I think that's it with this one. Check out those links in the description. I got some other music videos coming out on my other channel, so subscribe over there too. But other than that, I really appreciate you watching. So have a good evening. Peace.